Got a little update on a story we covered way back when. The Cuck and the Queen. So we got Akaash Singh's wife, who was on a podcast recently, having a little interview.
I know the periphery of Akaash's fan base, which is, I will say, more of the podcast fan base. And I know a lot of people during like our controversy were saying like, oh, it's because of his fans. It's because of his fans. Like his comedy fans are not like that. It's more the podcast fan base that I don't think really resonate with him, because a lot of them are like really racist and right wing. I think like those.
What did she say? What did she say about the Flagrant podcast? Let me bring that back. What did she say? Hold on, let me play that again.
It's because of his fans. It's because of his fans. Like his comedy fans are not like that. It's more the podcast fan base that I don't think really resonate with him, because a lot of them are like really racist and right wing. I think like those of them are more like that.
I could just see Charlamagne kicking down the door with Timberlands.
Keep your wife off the internet.
Motherfucking internet. Why does your wife have a microphone in her face?
She said it honestly. She said her husband's podcast
fan base
got a lot of. I don't know how the Flagrant crew agree with that.
I don't think she's wrong there. The people that are the most vocal are some of these people that she's describing.
I said, like, those peripheral fans, like, they might come at us just because we're brown girls being opinionated and they don't like opinionated women. So then the brown girl thing happened, and
okay, it's not because you're a brown girl.
Yeah, this is why I didn't say nothing, you know?
It's two different reasons, right? I could think that both things can be true, right? Some of the crowd of the Flagrant podcast is who you think you are. I don't think it's everybody, but some of the people and the most vocal are like that. And the people that we're not talking because they don't like brown girls necessarily, or they don't like women with opinions. It's because of what you were saying, actually, my girl.
Yeah.
And that was fucked up for anybody.
Yeah, I think she's just using the whole racism thing as an excuse to, blow off any of the criticism. Oh, they don't like me because I'm brown. No, you was bugging out, girl. And by the way, you actually fit in perfectly with the Flagrant crew, because what does Andrew do every time he gets criticized? Oh, haters. Oh, my haters. Oh, the haters need us for attention, whatever it is. It's like, oh, we get it, bro. Like, everyone is just talking to you for unfair reasons, and, you're above the criticism. Actually, there was one from the homie Charlamagne the God. You remember that one?
Can I say what I want to say?
Yeah, of course. This is what Brilliant Idiots is about.
All I want to say is simply this.
Keep your wife off the internet.
Motherfucking internet. Why does your wife have a microphone in her face? Do not allow your wife to start a motherfucking podcast, bro.
Yes.
Okay? There can be one entertainer in this family, and it shall be me.
I want to ask, because I'm genuinely invested.
Yeah.
What's going on with the podcast?
okay, so I'll just tell you guys, full honesty time. It makes me sad because with Nahal, we became friends so quickly, and I have like a lot of respect for her, and like I've met her family and like her husband and her in-laws, so I don't want to say anything shitty about her, and I won't. But I think the first time we went out to dinner, she pitched the idea of doing a podcast with me. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I didn't expect that. And I was a little bit unsure at first, just because I know sometimes female relationships can be tricky.
You guys didn't have a relationship prior to all of this?
No.
Okay.
So we just became friends like pretty quickly, and then she wanted to do the podcast, and I was a little bit unsure, but then I talked to my husband about it. He was like, why not? You've always wanted to try it. And we just became friends so quickly in this path of creating Main Character Podcast, which was her idea, which is an amazing name. I think what happened was that we went through controversy so quickly into it that it kind of like put a strain on the friendship, because also like our content was very different in this. Like mine was definitely a lot more raw and unfiltered, and hers was a little bit more polished and more, like not
typical brown. Sorry.
Wait, what did you say?
The typical brown girl influencer content.
Yeah, just more polished. And so I remember, so her husband works a lot in Paris, and she was like, oh, I'm going to Paris to be with my husband because he was like there for work. And I was
Just so everyone knows, she's talking about her co-host and her husband, Nav, who she wanted to fuck the whole podcast.
God, I'm actively trying to have an orgy because, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband. I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches.
His body's a 10. His face card never declines. Did you forget?
No, I didn't. That was comedy. You're being unfair.
No. I have a bunch of quotes just in case my girlfriend ever says something like that. I know to kill myself.
And something that I really thought was also really unique is that the way she would talk about her husband was the way I would talk about Akaash and like how supportive he was of her. And I was like, oh my God, that's so amazing. So I felt like we had a really good support system. Like if the way she would talk about her husband was the way I would talk about Akaash and like.
Girl, the way you talked about her husband is the way you never talk about Akaash.
Friendship needs to always come before the podcast. Like it always needs to come before the product because people are not stupid. Like they can tell if your chemistry isn't genuine and you want it to be genuine because you want to give them a good product. I basically said, I mean, I haven't shared this with anyone, but I said like, you know, I really wish that you had been there more for me because I felt like she knew the most like what it was like and everything. And I was just getting so much of it. And I don't think she necessarily agreed with that, which is fine. I think for me, like being a friend, like, and also being a Leo, like loyalty and being ride or die is very important to me. What I would have liked in terms of just like wanting her to be there for me. And I don't think it's like a reflection of she's a bad friend or this and that. I just think that like our expectations weren't aligning. And even like when we had gone through other things before, it's like we also had like very, very different triggers and anxieties where like certain things I would do would make her anxious or vice versa. So that was like the last thing I said to her. And I don't think she agreed. And I think it kind of like fell apart from there because we didn't know how to like repair it. Because I think she was probably, naturally hurt by maybe feeling like I was criticizing her in that way, which makes me really sad because I would love to do it. I really, really do respect.
Maybe she was feeling like when I felt like what she felt like I was feeling like what she felt like I was criticizing her. You were criticizing her. It's not a feeling. You criticized her. She felt a certain way.
I disagree. As a Taurus, we don't take it that way. When someone tells me I did something wrong, it's a chance for me to outgrow my old self.
The Leo shit took me out. It took me the fuck out. I was like, oh my days.
So even her co-host...
You're going to bring, as a Leo? Yo, no.
Even her co-host was like, girl, you're wild and didn't defend her. And now she's salty about it.
I don't think it's for... If you fuck up, I don't think it's for your co-host to defend. When I say some wild shit, you don't defend me. You're like, explain yourself. What did you say? Why do you say that? And then if you don't... If I don't come in with a valid enough explanation, you tell me that's not valid.
I wouldn't expect my co-host to die on the sword for me or make some big public statement if I'm getting a lot of hate. You think what I'm saying? I'm just not expecting that. That's me personally. If I said it and it set the whole internet ablaze, I'll double, triple down. I ain't expecting nobody to come out and do some big old PR thing for me. I'm just not. And I think it's kind of corny to ask other people to do that, personally.
Listen, I agree with Akaash in that sense, right? Like the friendship definitely has to be there. I do think it is, like, honestly, I think it is a shame because I do think y'all brought a voice from brown girls that were probably like, not probably, is very necessary. Like and it's funny, the reason that we can't have it is a lot of the reasons that you're also alluding to. Yeah. People always say like, why can't we have like a brown call her daddy?
I was just gonna say a brown call her daddy, yeah.
Why can't we not have a brown call her daddy?
Like even back to that whole brown girl like controversy, what pissed me off wasn't that, okay, these nobody girls are saying they hate our podcast. It's like, okay, what can you do? And it didn't even hurt me that a bunch of people engage with it. It's like, yeah, like it makes sense because hate does spread fast. But what bothered me was that Vidya commented and like basically co-signed that. And she just really had no business, I feel like.
Wait, so you said this shit was wrong, but you even had the brown girlies hating the shit out of your podcast too? And like at some point, if all these different groups hate you, maybe you have valid rhetoric that's upsetting to different groups, but you can't just call it. I'm sorry. It is such a fucking lame ass cop out. It is corny as hell. That's one. Two, You can't just do this thing where you just hand wave everything. And also, one thing I wanted to say, this is a personal thing, and I think you would agree. I thought these two were really corny, being like, I want to be the brown, call her daddy. I don't know why people have to always do this thing where they always veer themselves through a cultural, rich, like gendered or racial lens. You know, like, I'm going to make content. I want to be like the black version of David Letterman. It's like, well, why don't you just be your fucking self? Why do you have to be like an alternate racial version of one other group or duo?
That's the hurt people. That's hurt people that say that often. Often they're like I want to be that up. Yeah, you could be yourself as well.
Yeah.
I want to be the new Eddie Murphy. No, I want to be me. Mm-hmm. As a comedian, do you want to be that? No, I want to be me. And the only example that was in front of them was not one of their peers. It was always someone else. So they're like, I want to be that, but for my community. So that's how they look at it.
I personally think it's a crutch. I just think people have a hard time selling themselves as individuals, and so they just lean on their ethnic identity to make a personality. That's it. It's a very convenient way when you have no brand recognition to be standing out. I'm a brown girl who talks like a white valley girl and behaves like she's a slut, but really I was not popping my in college. It's like even their idea of being on the main stage is like being a performative version. Like that was the one of the issues I had, is like she was pretending to be this hyper woman who did all this stuff, and it wasn't even her. That was her defense. I'm not that. Now you externalize that. Now you view everyone's words through that cultural and identity related lens. Yeah. So someone critiques you rather than just listening to the words and whether or not they reflect on your own rhetoric. So you go, well, this is a white man. Oh, he has a white audience, and they said something about brown people. They're right. You immediately go to that rather than actually addressing what's right in front of you. That's the framework that's like coming up a lot.
Let's break the internet. Welcome to Conversations with Chai.
See, let's break the internet.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Sorry. It's just
such a good support system of like actual friends, family, my therapist, whoever, just reminding me like, you're still that bitch, like fuck what people say.
Focusing on just like the bot part of it, right? Yeah. I think that the whole goal with any of these like narrative building is a true art.
Yeah.
And it's also a science.
Yeah.
Right? If I can convince you, the person I'm building the narrative about, that the narrative is true, then I've won the battle.
Yeah.
But if I can't, right? And there's a lot of ways to do it. Botting is one.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, oh, everyone thinks, because I had friends hitting me that aren't so internet literate that are like, oh, but everyone thinks this. I was like, ask yourself, does everyone think this? Or is it that when you go to a comment section?
So now they're saying it was bots and that people were like building a narrative. You know what kills me about this whole thing is like they're acting like people are out to get them. My girl, you put out that narrative. You were the one who for like $30 a podcast decided to embarrass your husband when nobody asked you to. You were the one who said you want to fuck other men, other people's husbands, and how hot they are compared to your husband who smells and you don't like to kiss. And then people looked at your videos and they saw you dodging his ass every chance you got. That was your own upload. It's not someone else's channel. That was your channel. It always kills me when people are like, you took me out of context and the clip is from their own fucking channel. I'm like, how did you edited yourself to not include the rest of the context, and then you got mad at how people took your clip? Huh? Okay, let's say I do a good faith interpretation. Let's say 50% of the comment section is bots. What about the other 50%? What about all the people in real life who were contacting him and saying, are you okay? What about them? Those are people in real life like you described. Akaash said he got everyone to contact him, including people he never spoke to for a long time. Did everyone who was watching see the same thing? I think so. I mean, I like as a Leo, like bots, and then there's a lot of misogyny, and like as a choice feminist who doesn't want to do anything but calls herself a feminist but doesn't want to work and relies on a man for everything. Like I'm a virgin who was popping her for these white boys in the frat houses. Like you're hating on me because you're a misogynist. Like.
That's better.
My apologies.
I was missing the Leo part. I think it's a lot for a lot of reasons. It's been okay to laugh at men. Men were laughing at women for so long, and the get back is here. Advertisement of products, cleaning products. Men are useless. Don't know what the fuck to do, and it's okay. Like it's. I ain't got nothing to do with this. The toilet paper. You just put it in. The fuck are you talking about? But that's how they're gonna sell you products, and people see that shit every. And then mom comes save the whole day.
I was at my sister's batch, and somehow the girlies and I started sharing stories about when we were in a toxic friendship. Number one thing that I heard was that all of these toxic friendships are rooted in insecurity, and then somehow that gets projected onto you. And that looks like control, jealousy, unrealistic expectations, you name it. So biggest signs. Number one, they're constantly asking for more.
For me, like being a friend, like, and also being a Leo, like loyalty and being ride or die is very important to me. What I would have liked in terms of just like wanting her to be there for me, and where like certain things I would do would make her anxious or vice versa. So that was like the last thing I said to her. And I don't think she agreed. And I think it kind of like fell apart from there because we didn't know how to like repair it. Because I think she was probably, naturally hurt by maybe feeling like I was criticizing her in that way, which,
your podcast, you guys unfollow each other, you have a fallout, and here she is making a video about toxic friendships. I'm just saying.
Oh, my bad. I'm slow. That's the co-host?
Yeah.
Play the rest. Carry on.
You're giving 100% of the friendship, but they think it's 60%. I'm here to tell you that's not a you problem, that's a them problem. Number two, disrespect in how they speak to you. If your own family doesn't even speak to you like that, why are they speaking to you like that?
And how do you view being a main character in your life?
being a main character in your life just means that the world revolves around you and like you don't take shit from anyone, but you give a lot of shit to people.
And sometimes you cry in a corner because people hurt your feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're like, whoa, where did that come from after being a raging bitch? Like, welcome back.
Look at Jasleen trying to bring the hype because she was an hour late today. We won't get into it. It's gonna ruin the vibe of the
Honestly,
podcast.
like I'm so sorry, but I had to make sacrifices too. I didn't get my s'mores Pop-Tart and green tea.
Dude, she's texting me about how she's an hour late and then keeps talking about her Pop-Tart that she didn't get to eat.
Did you know that green tea has so many antioxidants and it cancels out the Pop-Tart?
That is not normal. Number 4, involving other people in an A to B conversation. Like, man.
It's one of the things that Andrew said when she was on. She's like, we have to end, or the aftermath of the show, the pod need to end. And it was talk about her podcast.
I remember.
Yeah.
Well, delete it. Delete the podcast.
Delete ours?
No more influencing. No, I'm talking about her.
Oh, we're working on it.
No influencing.
I believe they were real when they said that. When I was home and I was a kid, sometimes I didn't like the food my mom was making. My mom said, you know what, cook your own food. And I was young, right? It's not every kid that you can let cook in your house. At some point when I was a kid, I liked to play with fire. What did my parents do? Remove all the matches. Why? Because I was about to hurt the family if I use matches. You can use a stove and not matches. Because ain't no way you're burning down the whole family. That's what they did. The Flagrant family said, you know what? We got to remove the stove, the matches, the podcast, because you're setting fire to this Akaash family.
And her content and her family and her, her husband and everything. So it's like, I hope that like maybe in the future we could do it again. But like, as of right now, I don't think like our friendship is on solid footing. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, I agree with Akaash in that sense, right? Like the friendship definitely has to be there. I do think it is, like, honestly, I think it is a shame.
I was a little bit unsure, but then I talked to my husband about it. He was like, why not? You've always wanted to try it. And we just became friends so quickly
I have nothing to say yet because I want to still listen to her. But what it made me think of is when we first started doing this shit and people was mad. And we didn't start. It's that it's been a while that we've been doing this shit. And people was mad that we were saying that we were not friends. But you're not. We became friends really quickly. You were not friends. You just started doing this thing. It's like people have to make the difference between certain things. It's not because you're a colleague that's your friend. You got some colleagues that you're cool with. Doesn't mean that you're friends. The word friend is important. Just like the word love. Same thing like everything that you love. Oh my God, I love this. I love that. I love this. I love that. I love that. I love your bag. I love your shoes. I love
that
this
for you.
So if you're like, I became friends really quickly, no, you gave the word friendship really quickly, and it's not because you guys are cool that you guys are friends. Mm-hmm. But it's all good. That's not her, that's necessarily. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people around me. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that person did that, my friend. You mean your colleague?
Listening to them talk, yeah, the friendship has to be solid. It's not about the friendship has to be solid. you guys have to have your values aligned. Do you know how many people work in showbiz, aren't friends, and have decades-long relationships on camera? And people are shocked at the end. Oh, you guys were never friends? They were never friends. Some of them didn't even like each other. What were the guys from Mythbusters?
Yeah.
Didn't they do a show, one of the most popular shows for like 20, 15 years, something like that? What matters is that you guys' values are aligned. And if your values are aligned on the important parts, that's all. Now, of course, on top of that, you have the friendship, that's great. But sometimes the friendship can really get in the way of the business. It just can. And the reason why is because as you guys are friends, you guys are now dealing with things that are not content related. Y'all can do things that make you not want to be around each other on set. So this idea that like, oh, it's an issue, but it has nothing to do with that in my head.
I think you're right. Key and Peele don't really hang around each other now. Method Man and Redman don't even chill together. They're family. Oh, well, you know, it took a toll on the friendship. Our friendship needs to be solid. First and foremost, it was never a friendship. Two, friendship is not when you always agree with your friends. I gotta go train.
All right, then. You go train, nigga. Go train. Go be a fucking Sagittarius and move them legs.
I'm a Cancer.
Fair enough.
I'm not. She is. All right.